Action.
Action!
Okay, so you want me to go ahead and start talking about
Yeah.
how the Opera House got started?
Yeah, you can just say how it was first established, how it got started,
Okay.
why it got started.
Story of McPherson as a city and as a county, because as people came here, they had a lot of optimism and a lot of hope for the future. And one of the ways to symbolize that was to build and create a magnificent opera house.
It was very unfavorable. Like I say, the town, the guys in charge, or whatever you want to call them, they wanted to tear it down. I looked at those spaces and I thought, my God, these are magnificent walls and stuff. You have to, you can't even see them now, but they were just beautiful.
In the Opera House, in 1913, about 20 years or so after it was functioning, went through a process of extensive remodeling. And they hired a gentleman by the name of Gian Malm from Lindsborg, Kansas, who had a stenciling and painting company. And I don't know if I've ever been to a building that has more extensive and more beautiful stenciling than does the Opera House. It was a way of adding artistic flair to a building. And he not only added the stenciling, which is extensive, but also he painted a mural over the stage, a huge mural that in his view depicted what McPherson County looked like before the first settlers came to it.
I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna put on
The
my
trees,
long white
the
robe
prairie.
down by
He
the
did a wonderful
riverside.
job, I think, of depicting what in his view it looked like.
The sidewalk came right up to the building, and it was a shame because it came up to this beautiful stone that we have down there now. And you could see that, that was an abandoned space under there. We went down there and it was like entering a new world. We entered through the old ice cream parlor and went down the basement, and then we worked our way around, and it was like mining or discovery. All around, that whole outside walkway was 6 feet deep in the piece of chair that you have here, and the original doors from the side of the building. And it's like whenever anybody had something they wanted to go, they dump it in there.
What I think is amazing about the entire building, but probably the basement as much as anything, is how it looked prior to restoration and how it looks today. I mean, today it is gorgeous, it is functional, and all kinds of groups use that space. Whereas after this building was abandoned in the 60s and later, it became the kind of place that you would look at it and you wouldn't see any hope for the future. Today, it has a great look in terms of the future because it's such a beautiful piece of real estate, if you will. We were fortunate in that we were able to discover the company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, who made the original seats for the Opera House. And we contacted them, and they came back and made new seats for our auditorium. One of the interesting things is the new seats are not only more comfortable, they're also larger because we've gotten bigger over time. I think with a project of this nature that took place over at least a couple of decades, the support comes from a number of sources. Tom mentioned volunteers, and I think this place could not have happened, this event could not have taken place without volunteers. They provided not only hours of service, but their service could be translated into significant amounts of money. And also we were able to use tax credits that helped us, provided us with the money to get the building completed, and also to enable us to begin to finance the programs that are and the entertainment that comes from the Opera House. The ballroom looks pretty much like it did when the building was originally formed, but some interesting history also is connected with the ballroom. The interesting history is that it's, as a space, became the first location for the McPherson County Courthouse. All of county business and activities took place there, from a court to other items that a courthouse becomes involved in. And it was there until the new courthouse was built. And when we were restoring the Opera House, we were wanting to try to get those handles back, but she was reluctant to give them to us until she knew that we actually would complete the project. In the meantime, the project was not only completed, but her health deteriorated, and ultimately she passed away. But her daughter knew the story, and her daughter then sent those handles to us, which we then reattached to the original doors, which are up there in the ballroom. So to me, that's one of the many interesting stories that are worth remembering about this place. That we were able then to bring entertainment to McPherson that was prevalent in New York City, in Chicago, in Denver, and in places like San Francisco. So we had a variety of entertainers that were on this stage, some of them quite well known, both national and international stars. And so it was a way of helping us feel proud about our community. And it's interesting that today, when McPherson looks for a symbol of this community, there is no symbol that is used any more often than a photograph of the restored Opera House.
One year, we were giving this building to the people of McPherson. I had the dubious thing of honor of putting a ribbon across the front with a big bow on it. And that was kind of like, it looked like a big Christmas present in the front. It was our gift to the town.
And since then, it has been in existence, and we have at least a dozen shows of great variety that kind of help us remember the glory of the past.
Well, I did my job, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
We, and not just me, the original 15 or 20 of us that worked to save the building, we accomplished what we wanted. We kept it alive when all hands wanted to tear it down. We brought it back from the dead when the front was gone. It became a thing in town. It became a process, or not a process, that's the wrong word. It became a quest for a lot of people. And look at it, it's magnificent.